So here we have a Sportsman ETX. This kept killing the battery, and originally I thought it was going to be a charging issue. It ended up just being a battery, but I'm going to show you guys how to check the charging system anyway. This should be pretty much the same on all these newer Sportsmans. Even the older ones are going to have the same components. They might look a little different and be in different locations, but they're still going to test pretty much the same. First test we're going to do is we're just going to hook a voltmeter to our battery. So you can see down there I just got some wires running straight to the battery, hooked them up. You're going to select DC volts on your meter, and then you're going to start the machine up, and you can see I've got almost 12.5 volts sitting there right now. When we start this, it should increase higher than that. You'd like to see it about 14, but they can vary anywhere from 12.5 to 14. Anything above what the battery voltage is means it is charging. So you can see it jumped to 14.5. So after I replaced the battery and tested it again, I realized that there was nothing wrong with the charging system, but we're going to show you how to fix that anyway. Now, if you did that test that I just showed you and your voltage didn't increase higher than what the battery was putting out, the next thing I want you to do is release these two tabs up here. Now this one's kind of broken, so it kind of just flops around a little bit, but then you're going to take this panel off right here. There's 4 T25 Torx bit screws, and that just pulls up like that. Now from this point, you've got this panel here, you've got a ground, and then right here you've got a positive. Your voltage regulator will hook right up to that. So if you come over here, it'd be kind of hard to see, but right back there, that aluminum block right through that hole, that's your voltage regulator. Your stator wires are going to be over here. So if you pull your seat up, you can look right on the right hand side of the engine. You see those wires coming out right there. There should be 3 of them, 3 yellow wires, and they come up. You can see them right here, this harness right here, and those 3 wires go straight up to your voltage regulator, which your voltage regulator converts AC current to DC current and then supplies it back into the battery in the charging system, and that's how it creates the voltage to keep your battery charged up. So that's what we're going to be testing. Your voltage regulator mounts right there, so your hot wire coming in plugs in right there, and then your negative is right there, and that's what we're going to test next. So if that first test, if you were below the voltage you wanted to be at, you're going to do the exact same thing, but you're going to hook your wires up for your meter right there on those pins, and should be over 14 volts preferably, but anything over 12.5 is technically charging. The next thing we're going to test is the actual stator. So these 3 wires that I showed you before, you're going to reach down and you're going to unplug those. Kind of tricky to get your hands in there without tearing everything apart. All right, there you go. So you can see that harness, there's 3 pins. All 3 of the wires should be yellow. And from this point, you're going to switch your meter over to ohms. And we're going to test each one of these. The biggest thing is testing it to ground. So you're going to take one lead, put it on a pin, and then just hit somewhere where you know you've got ground. And when this makes a connection, I don't know if you can hear that, but the meter should beep if you're on the right setting. And you can see it literally just shows that those are connected. And you can do that anywhere. I mean, as long as the metal that is touching is connected, then it'll beep and show you that. So you're going to put one in one pin, one touching ground. You see I've got nothing. Go to the other one, nothing. And go to your last pin, and I've got nothing. I already knew my stator was okay going into this just because it's charging fine, but I just wanted to show you guys. If you have any continuity to ground with this plug right here, that stator's bad. 9 times out of 10, when a stator goes bad, you've got a coil or 2 or all of them shorted to ground, and you just got to go in there and replace that stator. In this case, everything's fine. We can rule that out. So the next thing we'd go to is the voltage regulator. And you can do an ohm test on that, but most of the time, I mean, if your stator's fine and you're still not charging, that's really the only thing left. So, and the reason I say that is because your 3 stator wires come up to your voltage regulator converts it to direct current, which then it comes straight back through these wires right here and connects straight into your electrical system. So there's nothing there to, when you're testing here, there's nothing there to prevent it from charging the battery. So if you're not getting your voltage there and your stator tests okay, you're going to want to replace your voltage regulator. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Hopefully you can get your Sportsman charging after watching this. If not, feel free to reach out, comment, whatever. I'll try and help you out as best I can.